Video right here is just for the brake system on the truck and trailer. I'm gonna check the airlines right here, brake airlines right here. Make sure they're not pinched or they're not cracked. They're not leaking any air. Make sure that the fittings are nice and tight to the ends right there. They're not or loose, broken or loose. They're nice and tight and not leaking any air. Like you see, the brake line is in good condition. I'm gonna check the brake clamp right here. Make sure it's properly mounted around the chamber. Make sure it's not loose, crack or broken. Nice and tight with the nuts and bolts here. My brake clamp, it is in good condition. The brake chamber as well. Make sure it's not hanging or loose. It's nice and tight and secure with the nuts and bolts in the bracket right here. It's not crack or broken. No leaks, no air leaks. Good condition, working good. This right here is my push rod. My push rod, no more than an inch play on that push rod right here. My push rod is metal, so it's always nice and straight. It's not bent or cracked. Nice and tight with the cotter pin here and the nut to the brake adjuster. My brake adjuster always at a 90 degree, no more than 90 degrees angles on it. It's nice and straight. It's not bent or cracked. It is metal, so no weldings on it. It's nice and straight, good condition and grease, working good. This right here is my adjuster nut, brake adjuster nut. Make sure it's not stripped. It is in good condition. My brake system on the steerings right here, it's in good condition. I'm gonna go over to the brakes on the rear axle of the truck right here as well. I'm gonna check the brake air lines right here on the back. Both of them there, they're not pinched or cut. Make sure they're not leaking any air. The fittings as well, they're nice and tight to the ends right here. They're not stripped or cracked or broken or leaking any air. My brake clamp, it is nice and tight wrapped around the brake chamber. You can see the nuts and bolts right there are properly mounted. No leaks on that, on the brake clamp. The brake chamber, my brake chamber is in good condition. It's not cracked or broken, leaking any air. It's not loose or dragging. It's properly mounted with the nuts and bolts in the bracket. I'm gonna check the push rod. Make sure that the push rod, it's no more than 1 inch play on that push rod. It's back there. Make sure it's nice and tight. It is metal, so make sure that the push rod is not cracked or broken. It's in good condition. I got the brake adjuster always at a 90 degree angle. Make sure that the brake adjuster, it's nice and straight, not cracked or broken or loose. It's tight with the nuts and bolts. I'm going to check the brake adjuster nut, make sure it's not stripped. It is in good condition, nice and greased. My brake system is good on the rear axle here. Now I'm going to jump over to the trailer brakes. This is my trailer brake, same thing. I'm going to check the brake air lines. Make sure that they're not pinched or loose or cut. No leaks on the brake air lines right there. The fittings are nice and tight to the ends. Make sure they're in good condition. Angle, let's see if I could, oh there it is. Like you see, it's in good condition. Same thing with the brake clamp. My brake clamp right there, the gold color there. Make sure it's wrapped around the brake chamber nice and tight with the nuts and bolts. It has no air leaks on it, and it's not cracked or bent. Good condition. My brake chamber, it's not cracked or broken. It's not loose or hanging or dragging. It's nice and tight with the nuts and bolts to the bracket. It's not leaking any air. It's a good condition. I'm going to walk over to the back, that way you can see the push rod. Oh, you can see it right there. Let's see if we can. I'm going to walk over to the back where you can see it. Trying to zoom in. It's not working. That's my push rod, that gold yellow color. My push rod, no more than 1 inch play on that push rod. Make sure that the push rod is straight, it's not bent or cracked, it's properly adjusted with that nut right there. It's in good condition, my push rod. My brake adjuster, which is that one there, make sure it's always at a 90-degree angle. Make sure it's not cracked or broken. It's not loose, tight with the nuts and bolts. My brake adjuster nut, make sure my brake adjuster nut is not stripped, which is this one here. It's nice and tight. That's the push rod over there. This long one right here, that's a push rod. All that, it's in good condition, working good. Okay.